Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. President Trump has been charged, I don't know if it's 10,000 or 11,000. I saw 10,000 in a report today.
Might as well be 20,000, right? I mean, what's the big deal?
By Judge Merchan in the hush money court hearing for violating his gag order, right? Basically violating his freedom of speech.
Yeah, which we have that. Citizens, right? That's
Yeah.
one of our big.
Yeah.
That's one of our big rights.
Trump
That's
is
one of the big
violating
ones.
it.
Yeah.
Merchan was so upset that he threatened to place Trump in jail for contempt if he keeps violating his free speech again. He's getting tired of charging him money. I'm going to put you in jail. And Trump's response, give me liberty or give me death. Who said that?
Patrick Henry.
That's right.
So if that were to happen to him, I think that judge's future would be done. Don't you think? If you put him in jail?
I don't know what would happen to the judge.
I don't know. I think he'd be done. And with all the other stuff that's been happening to former President Trump, it just keeps driving up his poll numbers.
Yeah, it does.
They put him in jail. It's gonna be a landslide, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, not saying that it should be because of all that, but the guy he seems to be winning behind the scenes on this stuff, and I think it's just people realizing that it's bunk, it's bogus, right? There's
going to be some second and third order effects of putting him in jail, and I didn't even think about that until you said that. Well, what do you think of that? Give me liberty or give me death? That's genius, isn't it?
Yeah.
Genius, calling back to the Revolutionary War.
That shows you the difference between the people that are advising Donald Trump and the people that are advising, and I don't even call advising Joe Biden. I mean, he's like a loose cannon the last few days. So, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So I can see how liberals would turn this around and say that he's calling for rebellion, like how the settlers were the what were those? The states were before independence. They had fealty to the king, and then a rebellion. Yeah, the colonists. There you go. The rebellion happened, and then we were a United States. I can just see how Dems flip this around to say that he's calling for rebellion. What a rally cry.
A peaceful rebellion, right? we need to be peaceful. So
liberal heads are spinning because of this. They're giddy at the idea of Trump going to jail. Whoopi Goldberg says, quote, I don't want this to sound like I'm doing wishful thinking, but that's like saying, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but which prison would be best? That's what she says. Mentioning Alcatraz and Guantanamo Bay.
Well, Alcatraz has been closed for a number of years, so I don't think they're going to open that one up, right?
Throwing them in there. But Guantanamo Bay.
That's a little over the top. I mean, there's a lot of federal facilities that they could do that, right?
Rikers, because he's New York.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is a
state
state
contempt,
thing.
Yeah, it'd be Rikers. So here's a conservative take on jail time from the. He was the president of the former president of the Council of Economic Advisors. His chairman, Kevin Hassett. He warns that if former President Trump has to serve jail time in New York, the markets will tank. Now, I remember one time there was like a bomb threat at the White House, and markets tanked for like 2 hours. They went crazy until it was debunked.
Well, like we discussed yesterday, I'm not that big on the stock market. I know it's an up and down kind of thing. There's all kinds. It's almost like betting, right?
Bonds too. There's bond markets.
Right.
Oil and the natural resource trade.
I don't even think about this kind of stuff. What this Kevin Hassett is mentioning, but obviously it's real. A lot of people have money in the stock market, so they don't want it to tank. Obviously, it's drives our economy one way or the other, whether you like it or not. And I I don't know. It's scary, right? I mean, when was the last time that the stock market, and this particular term that he used, tanked?
COVID. COVID.
Okay.
Right at the start of COVID, it tanked. And my 401k has never gotten back to what it was January 2021. It hasn't gotten back there yet. 3 years. I should have creeped up over.
Well, yeah, because it's
But
still
dropped
it's
and then
still in
it went up.
the 30s, right? The 30 range,
What?
stock market. It's still in the like low to mid 30s, right?
What do you mean?
30,000, 35,000.
Oh, I didn't even check. I don't know. I didn't even
Yeah,
check.
I mean, it stayed. I think it stayed pretty steady. I mean, I'm not trying to dispute what you're saying about your recovery, but it just, I don't know. This is kind of scary stuff here. So, why would this do that? What?
Well, there's all algorithms, and pinball. You can weigh in on this because you were a trader on the floor. There's there's algorithms that when news or whatever flashes across, the algorithms for these big money houses that traders, that trade, they've got hedge funds. Okay, hedge funds.
Okay.
They've got algorithms that say, boom, sell, sell, sell. Right, and then a human comes on the scene and, okay, let's pull back a little bit.
I was going to say, does it start a frenzy, and then all of a sudden somebody has the right mind to come back and say, hey, let's calm down, let's watch this thing play out a little bit?
Yeah, well, sometimes you'll see it drop and come up. Sometimes you'll see it drop and then drop more. Like drop a little, pause, drop more. It just depends on what's going on. If it's a bomb threat, then drop, go back up immediately. He's really worried about short-term risk for the economy, and rightly so. He further asked that if President Trump is in chains, these are his words, in chains, going to Rikers Island, then would you want to buy a U.S. Treasury the next day? I mean, really, would you? They sent the number one opponent to the president into jail. Would you really want to buy a U.S. Treasury?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I would.
Outside the country, I would think that it would have a real negative outcome on people outside the country. Inside the country, I'm hoping that people are watching what's going on and realizing that this is political theater on steroids, right? I mean, it's just they're going crazy with this guy.
Well, you've got a lot of their bases will just listen to whatever and believe it. Remember that we talked about some tweets. One state congresswoman in Georgia said something about coyotes are dragging kids across the border when she didn't know what a coyote was. It's a smuggler, human smuggler,
right,
that brings them to the border and I guess pushes them across. But there's people like that they'll just believe anything you flash in front of them because they don't research it or they've been led all their lives. I don't know.
Don't pay attention.
This is a full banana republic. If he gets put into jail, gets put behind bars, imprisoning the front-running opponent, and plus it's going to shoot his I guess stock for whatever, his persona, his popularity is just going to skyrocket. I mean, independents are going to their heads are going to roll too because.
Well, I'm going to even give some credit to some Democrats. Some centrist Democrats that are probably looking at this and saying, again, like we've said or I've said,
RFK.
This is out in full view. Nobody's trying to hide anything.
RFK
There's no Watergate scenario here. This is all full blown doing it. And if it does,
election interference.
Election
That's
interference.
The sole purpose of this.
Right. And if you're not believing that, I don't care which side you're on. If you're not believing that, again, because this could happen 4 years from now, it could happen the other way, right? I mean,
Dems are wily wascals. So yeah, it could.
I mean, this is a reoccurring thing. So the election last 2020, that obviously had some consequences to it. So
just as a side here, Republicans were talking about drafting up articles because Biden was withholding aid to Israel. Does that kind of sound familiar? Trump withholding aid from Ukraine, and that was fast track to impeachment, right?
Right.
I don't know. Okay, back on target. Markets will take note, and it'll be one of the bigger market effects that we've seen. This is Hassett, former Chairman Hassett. Yields go way up, equities go way down. If you're a foreign investor thinking, should I buy a U.S. bond? Like you said
I was
before,
just saying, I don't know.
I don't know. And you see Trump going to Rikers on ridiculous charges, then you're absolutely not going to buy bonds.
Just for exercising a right that he has,
a right.
Right.
I mean, how can you gag someone when people are squawking at him and talking about him, but he's not allowed to defend himself, to talk about it?
That's not right.
No. So Berkshire, and I watched this YouTube with the Oracle of Nebraska.
And this is Buffett's outfit,
yeah,
right?
Buffett, not Munger. Buffett. Berkshire Hathaway is sitting on nearly $200 billion in cash. Crazy amount. He could be earning 5.5% from short-term treasuries, right? During their annual meeting, taking questions and answers on why he is sitting on that much cash, he said stocks are overvalued.
Wow.
I've been thinking that for a little bit too, for a minute. But now that he says it, I'm okay. According to an indicator he created in 2001, GDP to total market capitalization, we're at 200% now, which is grossly overinflated. So the dam is about to break, so to speak.
This is according to Warren Buffett.
Yeah, for a correction. And people listen to what he says, and then you can infer what he says. When he says that we're not investing now because we're looking at opportunities in the future, well, what does that mean? An opportunity means there's a correction, stocks go down in price, buy low,
right.
Keep it, sell high, right? So my investment club has if you're watching, my investment club has a bad habit of buying stocks that are overvalued. He further maintained, Buffett, that he is bypassing the short-term treasury yield in order to save for better opportunities. 5.5% yield on
$200 billion.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of money.
And he's holding that cash reserve back for when the correction occurs. I mean, the mega earthquake, and then boom, swoop in and get all those opportunities. This means a correction is going to occur, and when the stock market corrects itself, there are opportunities to buy stocks of great companies at reasonable prices because of that correction. Adobe's selling at 600 right now, I think.
Well, and he's been doing this for a long time. Again, I'm not a stock guy, but if you're going to listen to anybody,
he's one of them.
He'd be the one of
He's one of them. And Munger, he's dead, but
yeah.
He's another one.
What's the other guy that used to be on? Maybe he's still on the TV. Oh, jeez. Kind of a crazy guy. No. Kiyosaki though. I mean, he's a good guy too, but he's not much of a stock guy. He's more of a real estate guy and precious metals. But no, what's this guy's Jim
Cavill?
No, it starts with a C though.
Jim Kirk? James T. Kirk?
No, the guy that got in trouble. Cramer.
James Cramer.
Jim Cramer. You never heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he's out there. Anyway, I'd rather listen to Warren Buffett if I was going to get involved in the stock market. So he's obviously got a proven
me thinking
track
about
record.
our personal investments. What can I do to hedge up the 401k and the 403b too? All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.